that was helpful to some of you. So the next topic we have is, and this is a nice hot topic that we can go on and on for, marijuana legalization and the real estate industry, specifically commercial real estate. Mark, before I jump into this, what are your thoughts?
Marijuana and real estate is getting very interesting because from a property management perspective, there's the number one thing that we're seeing is owners coming to me and asking, well, if I can say no to smoking tobacco, can I say no to smoking marijuana? And of course, then the next question is, well, if I can I say no if they have a medicinal card? And so that's a really hot topic in property management. Another issue you also see is the market changes and the trends that we're seeing with bigger and bigger companies jumping into the marijuana industry that are now looking to buy real estate, that are looking for warehouses to lease out so that they can create their own growing distribution centers. And I think between those two are the biggest issues, right?
Yeah, I know, definitely. And as a matter of fact, I've been doing this 28 years now, and sometime back in 2010, which was like 8 years ago. Again, I'm not an advocate of marijuana. I've never used marijuana, but for those of you who don't know, I actually went out and got a degree from Oaksterdam University, which was a marijuana or cannabis university.
No one's going to believe you never tried it with that degree.
Right, I'm sure. Now, the main reason I went ahead and got this certification back in 2010 was because, one, the market was very depressed between 2008 and 2012. And during that time, Oakland, the city of Oakland, was having a massive push towards legalization. In fact, it was a huge hot topic. They were going to open up several 100,000 square feet of commercial grow opportunity. So I had a lot of various clients talking about this with me, asking me various questions on where they can go to get warehousing space, the proper electrical capacity, water capacity, and things of this nature. So being who I am, I wanted to get the empirical data. So I went and got a university degree from Oaksterdam in Oakland. And it really opened up my eyes to a lot of the legalities behind it, the federal government's position on it versus the state government's position versus the city or municipal police department's position on it and how they treat it. And a lot has changed since 2010 to present. There was more of a stigma behind it, even when you mentioned it, whereas now with different states that have legalized it, there's a lot more acceptance behind it. And again, someone who holds a biology degree, myself, when I took these classes at the Oaksterdam University, I did actually see this actual medicinal relationship between the alleged pain relief effects of marijuana, as opposed to somebody just saying it helped them with aches. Because one of the things about marijuana is that it does have a high CBD1 and CBD2 content, which are specific molecules that bind directly to receptors that you have in your body and block pain relief. So again, I'm kind of going into all these different topics because these are all the various angles that are now becoming hot topics in 2019.
And each of those creates a separate demand in that own industry because you're talking about creating oils versus creating flowers to smoke.
Correct. Yeah. So just kind of segueing off of what Mark was mentioning, everybody knows about smoking or vaping or even the edibles, and then again the various industries that have grown up. One of the things that I saw was that the smaller mom and pop operations that were doing this perfectly legal in the specific green zones with all the licensing and permits. And when I say smaller mom and pop, I'm talking about the grower who may either be leasing or have purchased a warehouse that was 3,000 to 5,000 square feet. A lot of those clients that I had that I consulted with, they're actually they're experiencing a lot of bureaucracy behind the business. In fact, there was a lot of it just down to the way that it was taxed from the State Board of Equalization. Between 2010 and to present, there was the State Board of Equalization would actually return tax dollars that growers would send them. And so this put a lot of pressure on the smaller growers, whereas I see a big push towards this very large commercial grow operation, like from companies like Philip Morris.
Well, yeah, they just recently invested a ton of money into a company, and I don't remember the name of the company, but this company that they put money into, they specialize in grow and distribution operations.
Yes.
specifically for marijuana. And so when you have a company like Philip Morris getting in, the other tobacco companies are thinking about it, because at some point I think the tobacco industry is really going to disappear away, and the next level is going to be marijuana.
No, definitely. And again, the bell just went off, so just to kind of wrap things up, again, we can kind of go off on this for a long time. It's spawned all kinds of different new opportunities for these grow industries, right down to the FDA actually taking vegetables and regular produce to them for testing, because they have the highest level of equipment to just check, check the content of things.
Yeah.
But anyways, more on that later.